Hello, friends. How are we doing today? I hope that you are having a super fabulous Thursday. And welcome to Amy's Inspiration Station, which is on the Altenew YouTube and Facebook channels. Please share this live while we're live, and you'll be entered to win the gift card. And I'd love to know who is behind the badge today. I have a feeling I know who it is, but I just want to double check. And I see Nancy is here. Hello, Nancy. And I see Judy. Hello, Judy. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. I'm really excited about today because I was thinking about, like a set that I'm like, what is something I haven't pulled out yet that I had purchased and I knew I really, really wanted to use, but I hadn't really got around to it yet. And today is that set. So I'm glad to share that set with you. And hello, everybody. I see Sue. Nancy, I'm so glad you're here. Nancy, I am going to be, did I tell you about my sourdough adventure? I'm going to be trying out sourdough. I have to grow my own starter, but I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm going to get there. And I see Kay. Hello, Kay. And then we have Han. Yes, we do have Han. The super team is back, Han. Oh, I'm so excited. I have Cece. Good evening, Cece. And BK Chester 78. Hello. How are you doing today? So I'd love to know about that. Do you have a set that you're just itching to get, or you purchase and you kind of forgot that's back in your stash? I'd love to know if you have that, because that's really what this is about. And for me, just in my own world, this time of year is that time when there's lots of weddings and transition, life transitions, weddings and graduations. And so that's what I'd like to make today. So I have a little card that has a little gift holder pocket, and we're going to make a little coordinating set with it as well. So we're going to make a lot of stuff, and then we're going to put it all together. So forget me not, Becky. Ooh, yes. Love it. I know I'll be okay. I know I'll be there. And let's see, Beverly's here. Hello, thank you for sharing this, Beverly. And Diana, oh, do not tell me that Western Minnesota is 90. Oh, is that coming my way? I'm out on the East Coast. Oh my gosh. And Christine, we will not tell that you are watching this from work. Oh my gosh, but I hope it's helping work to go a little bit faster. And Becky, hello from San Francisco. Hello, everybody. All right, we'll share this live while we're live. And you'll be entered to win a gift card with the amazing Han behind the badge today. So hello. And I see you guys are putting in some sets that you have. This set, and I have to say my tree just bloomed, so I was really excited about it. But this one is called Magnificent Magnolias. And this is a Craft Your Life kit. And when I do when I make projects that have a lot of little pieces, I want to make a tag, or I want to make, gift wrapping, or I want to make a card that goes along with all the stuff, I love to reach for the Craft Your Life kits because everything is in there. And so we're going to be using a lot of stuff. I'm going to a couple of pieces in, but I'm going to be using this set. And does anybody have this set? I think this is from last year. This is a beautiful, beautiful set of magnolia flowers, and we're going to be building those and making these today. Yeah, Millie, isn't this beautiful? It's a beautiful set. And I love the Craft Your Life kits because you can do so much with just one kit. So I really love these. Oh, it's the one you don't have. So Christine, put this on your wish list. Altenew has that wish list on the website. When you log in for your account, get this on the wish list, but we'll be playing with it today. So hopefully you'll get some inspiration. All right. Hello, Christy. And Yes, you definitely, Becky, should plant some. They just bloomed. Mine's a little purple. I'm going to be making a pink one today, but it's going to be really pretty. All right, are you guys ready? And I'd love to know, are you making graduation cards? Are you making, wedding cards? I have some wedding cards that I have to make. So let me know what type of cards are kind of in your arsenal that you're making right now. All right, Nancy, have you used it yet, Nancy? And Abdominal Stretch. Well, Becky, I hope that this inspires you. So when you're ready and you're feeling a little bit better, this is the one that you pull out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go down to my camera. And let me pop this over here. And here we go. Technology right now. All right, and please share this live while we're live. And you will be entered to win a gift card from Altenew. There we go. All right, we got it now. Hello, Lillian. Getting them. Yes, D Green. Yes, this one is really super nice. So I'm going to go through all the kit components just so you can kind of take a look at it. Because what's really neat about this, again, when you're building stuff that has pieces to it, like you're building a card and you're building all these things, the Craft Your Life kits are the ones that I happen to love. All right. And again, please share this live while we're live. And we have Han behind the badge today. Han, I hope you're having a super special Thursday. I hope that's going great. So this one is Magnificent Magnolias, and that's the Craft Your Life kit. And this has these die-cut flowers that we're going to put together using the keyhole system. And you actually get 4 different flowers. They're really neat. And I love this little bud. And there's 2 types of branches. And I'll show you those in a second because you can stamp those. And also with this kit comes this stamp. And so you can even just use the branches that are here, but you also get all these awesome sentiments. And I also love, I'm kind of a sucker for sets where you can die cut out the sentiment because I think it looks, it looks kind of special. I love that too. All right. And I see Joy, hello. I hope that you are doing well. And Miss Tamp, thank you so much for liking and sharing this. And Jennifer, thank you so much. And Handmade by Becky. And Beverly, isn't this gorgeous? Oh, I love it. So that's our stamp set. And then also with this comes a stencil. And this is a simple coloring stencil, but this stencil will do those branches that are on the stamp set. And it will also do the embossing folder. And this embossing folder embosses 3 different vases. So you can use this as is and have this kind of like really cool card, or you can cut these out. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. My gosh, Sue, it makes it so awesome, that so easy to put them together. Joy, do you have this set that we were talking about that today? All right. So I have to say I have a little magic of TV because I didn't want you guys to watch me for 20 minutes die cut a lot of stuff, but I'm going to show you where we're going to today. So my vision here is actually for a graduation card. And what I'm going to be doing is building a card that contains a little pocket. And this pocket, you can take a card. This happens to be a card that's like a little sentiment, like, hey, you're so amazing. And this will just fit right into this little pocket. I promise it does. I did yesterday. All right. And then I'll show you how I did this little gold line, but you also still have so much room for your sentiment, and you have this pocket that's also right here. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is building this little card, gift card holder, pocket. And we're going to be making also, I got some tags and bookmarks, and we'll see what we can get to, but we're definitely going to start with that card today. All right. So I was asking, do you have this Magnificent Magnolias, or do you have a set that you're like, oh, I bought that, but I forgot that I bought it? And that's the set that I want you to kind of focus on and take out today. All right. So the first thing that I did, because I had to see what these look like, is I took, this is pretty sturdy cardstock. I think this is 100 or 110 pound white cardstock, but just look at the dimension that you get on these vases. And like I said, I already did the die cutting, but we're going to be doing everything else. So Joanne, wait till you see it. It's so easy to put together. Oh, Sue, I'm so glad you have this set. Oh my gosh. And thank you for sharing this to Facebook. And thanks, Dean. I have to say, and I'm with you, Sue. I got a couple of different ideas. I hope that will inspire you and do a couple of things. All right. So again, first thing that I did was I took the embossing folder from the Craft Your Life Magnificent Magnolia set. and I just ran it through 110-pound paper. So I ended up with these 3 gorgeous vases. Now, these are really pretty white, but we're going to add some color to them. And that's where the Craft Your Life Kit simple coloring stencil comes into play. You did, Carrie. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Lillian. Oh, and Carrie, thank you so much for sharing this. That's really kind. And you too can be like Lillian, and you can be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. Just let us know. We have the amazing Han behind the badge. All right, so this is a simple coloring stencil, and what a simple coloring stencil means is that there are not layers to it. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to actually add in a couple of different techniques, so it will give a little bit of dimension to the cards and a little bit of interest versus just being like a flat layer. And I'm going to also grab the stencil insert. Now for the Craft Your Life Kit, this coloring stencil insert is in the stamp set. So I'm pulling that insert out just so we can take a look at it together. And this shows you not only is there amazing inspiration, but it also shows you how to use the simple coloring stencil. And I'm going to be focused here just on the vases for right now. So it's great. And again, I am like, this to me is like transition of life season. So I like to give a card for those kinds of things. And that's what I'm doing today. All right. So I'm going to be using stencil 2 and also stencil 3, because I'm actually going to color all of these vases in. And we're going to take a look and see what they look like. Okay. So here is stencil number 2, and that is for our little tiny fat vase down here. And this will have a way to just stencil this bottom, and then you can also stencil the whole thing in one color. So you can kind of do what it is that you like to do. Okay. So whatever it happens to be. Now I want to make the magnolias the star of the show, and they're going to be very pink. So when I was deciding what colors to use, I was starting to think about complementary colors that would be really super soft. And so I came up with a couple of ideas. One of those ideas that I had was like a gray blue. And so that one is going to be Cloudy Sky. And then I want to do also a vase in like a very, very light yellow. So I got some colors there. And then I also want to do a vase in like a very, very like dusty kind of green. So I'm going to start out with the blue. And I have to say, I was looking and I could not find the rest of my Tranquility inks. So you guys are going to see something amazing where I do depth of color using one ink cube. Are you guys ready? Here we go. We're going to dive in. And Deb, Sex Sisters of the Heart. Oh, I have to say that set is absolutely perfect for that. For making a card for somebody who's in the hospital. Absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm going to start off with my mini blending tools. I'm actually going to use the small blending brushes. And that is these. And I'm going to start off just by going all around. And I think I want to do this one in the blue. All right, so I'm just going to lay this stencil down, and I'm just going to do like a nice base color. Now, if you're afraid about like, oh my God, there's stuff over here, what am I going to do? You can just grab like whatever, scrap paper, whatever it is that you happen to have, or maybe you don't have around you, and you can just grab that and just put that right over on the side. And then we got to make sure that it's not going to be too crazy. Okay. Oh, Sue, thank you so much for sharing this. And you too can be like Sue and be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. And we have Han behind the badge today. I'm so glad you're here today, Han. I have to say, I am loving this kind of like soft blue color. And again, I was thinking about like a steel blue, like a gray, beautiful blue. And the Tranquility ink set really sets that up for me. So I'm just going to come right in. And this is just going to be nice and soft right over that top. And again, this is just one color, but because we already have all of that texture from the embossing folder, it's really going to show up nice and really, really super awesome as we go along. Now, I'm going to end up cutting these out and then putting them on my various projects, which is why I'm doing all of them today or right at this moment. And let me grab this other guy. So I'm going to come right on top. And now I'm going to do this bottom. I want to do this a little bit darker, so I'm going to go in with a second layer. Oh, Kelly, I'm so excited. Oh, Kathy, this is such an amazing set. This, if you're just joining us, is the Magnificent Magnolias Craft Your Life Kit. And I'm talking about kits that, like, sometimes I buy stuff and I forget that I have it. And I was going through my stash and I'm like, oh man, I forgot to open this up and play around with it. And I really, really wanted to do that. All right, so I got some nice color on here. It's looking really nice. I'm going to add just a couple of other details to it. Again, still using Cloudy Sky, but I'm going to go in with a smaller brush because this is a little too wide and I want to go deep into what the heck I'm doing. So I'm going to grab a mini blending tool. If I can find one that has an appropriate color on it. And I just kind of test mine because I don't wash them off too much. So I just take a blending, like a little microfiber towel, and just make sure that they're a little on the clean side. And then I'm just going to come in with that Cloudy Sky, and I'm just going to come in right on the corners. And what this is going to start to do is to make this middle even lighter. So even it looks like I have like quite a bit of depth on there, like a lot of color. By adding just a little bit of dark to the corners, that's going to start to make this light, and it's going to give it some dimension. Again, this is the same color. I haven't switched colors. I'm not using any other colors. I'm just adding just a little bit here. Put that right on the bottom. Okay. So now when I lift this up, you get to see that depth. I'm going to do that same thing up at the top. And I'm just going to do right around just a little bit on the edges. I realized I got this to be a little bit too dark, but that's all right. We'll work with this. And again, if you're just joining me, I am using the Magnificent Magnolias Craft Your Life Kit. And this is such a great kit. And I am focusing on making gift cards, or card that for a gift. And I like to kind of give some matching things with it when I do these kinds of things. Okay. All right, I'm just going to take whatever the heck is left on my brush and just start bringing that down a little bit. But just by adding that to the corners, it starts to make the rest of it look really light. And that's where you get that 3D effect. Okay, so now I'm going to pop this off. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, and that's it, Sue, because now I can get that depth. So just to show you, so I'll bring this up so you can take a look. Again, it's one color, guys, the one color. That's it, one color. But you can get this really beautiful depth, so you can see how this is really light because we added that color to the corners. And all I did is I switched from the small blending tool to the mini blending tool, just to add a little bit more. And you can keep going if you want to. And this color is beautiful. This is Cloudy Sky. This is from Tranquility. And this is like this really pretty, like steel blue kind of color. So I love that too. All right, so that's my first vase. And now I'm going to get to my next vase. And again, I'm doing all the vases right now. I'm going to do them pretty quickly, but I'm doing all the vases because I'm going to be cutting these out and I'm going to be using them. I might not use, I don't know which one I'm going to use. I'm probably going to use this one next, but we'll see. We will see how it goes. Okay, so this is the middle one. So that was my blue. So now I'm going to transition over to a yellow, and I wanted to use like a kind of like a greeny kind of yellow. So I'm going to grab Icy Lemonade. And I'm also going to start out with that small blending tool. Now, I don't want this ink to go all over the place. So I'm just going to grab, in fact, I'm actually going to use my stencil as a little cover, as a just in case cover, right over here. All right. So I'm going to go in first just by inking up the whole guy. And I'm using that small blending tool. And I want to keep this kind of nice and light. But I've already used the 3D embossing tool with this. So, oh, so pretty. And I love having a little vase. There's something about when you have flowers, because I know Altenew does flowers all the time, but there's something about flowers. When you have a little vase, it makes it look kind of cool. All right, so now there's this little second part that is going to give it a little bit more depth down here at the bottom. So I'm just going to roll that right in, put up my little just in casers. And I'm going to come in. I'm going to start off with the Icy Lemonade again, just to add another layer of color. So this side's going to be a little darker. And then I'm going to do the same thing again where I grab a mini blending tool. That one's orange. No. All right, and I'm just going to grab this and add in that color. I'm not going to go whole hog. I'm not going over the whole thing. I'm just going to add it in to certain sections, and that's going to cause the color that I have to be a little bit on the lighter side. So it's going to cause that to make it light. And again, same color. So this is just literally adding in. So we're just building up those layers. And I'm just going to go right along these edges just to add that dimension. But this is where all those tools, all those blending tools that Altenew has, they all have like a specific job. And this is really where, if you want to add that depth and that texture, if you want to, by having the right tool, it really helps you out. All right. I'd love to know, is anybody given graduation cards this year? Is anybody doing like a whole set of graduation cards? Love to know that. All right, so just to show you guys, and I know yellow on camera always looks a little funny, but that yellow is like a little greeny yellow. It's so pretty. It's really, really nice. And I can add a little brown if I wanted to, but again, I haven't. Do you have a brush for each color? Sue, I do not. And Carrie, you are right. This set has the most gorgeous sentiments. I love them too. I do not. And I don't know if that's like because of me, and I'm kind of a Yankee and I don't buy everything, but I have like a yellow brush and a blue one. I don't really have, I have like 12, I'd say probably total. Like they're kind of like for the color families that I have. But no, I don't think I could have one because I think sometimes when you have too much, it overwhelms you. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's nice just to like not have too many kind of choices. All right, so here's my two. So I got a blue and a yellow. So this one I'm going to do as green. So now I need my green guy. And I think I kind of want to use pistachio, silvery sage though. I'm going to go with this silver sage. I'm going to check this out. Graduation cards, 2 grad cards this year. And oh my gosh, I got somebody from the Carrie, niece earned your master's degree. Nephew's graduating. I need Cloudy Sky and Icy Lemonade. Joy, yes. Check out the, if you ever want to, Joy, the nicest thing to look at is on the Altenew website, there's like this freebie section, and there are color swatches. I don't know if you know about that. I love that section because it helps me to kind of determine what colors I really need and what are the things that, maybe I already have or it's close. And then there's also, if you scroll down on the bottom of that website, there is a section for inspiration. So if you kind of want to branch out of the color families and look for some other ways to combine the colors, that website's super fabulous. Hi, Shiamara. Butterfly. Ooh, that's amazing, Becky. I love that. I may steal that. I'm sorry, but I will give you credit. I promise. I made a butterfly graduation card and did the saying, spread your wings and fly. Oh, that's so nice. Graduated college. Congratulations, Joy. Graduated college. How are you feeling? My gosh. Oh, it's such a funny time of year. This is like our I feel like it's transition time. I got people around me are getting married, and I have people moving on to other things. And then of course there's graduation, retirements. I got a couple of retirements going on. It's a lot happening, gotta say, a lot happening. Silver sage, or like having this kind of like silvery or like brown, I don't know, like cool green. I love to have as well. Because again, I'm trying to mute these because the flowers are going to be really stealing the show when we put those magnolias together. All right, so here's the top of this. I'm going to come in again. And this is my silver sage. I'm going to keep this. I could go darker, but just by layering up, that way I know I'm not going to go too dark, if that makes sense. And I can kind of control how much I have here. All right, so there it is. And that's pretty good. Like if I look at these two, this is a lot darker than this. But when I come in and I add in and Sue, you asked like how many brushes I have. I'm looking for the closest green to this. Of course, I keep taking all my brushes and I like get them with weird colors. They're crazy. Sue, this one's pretty. This is from the Frosted Foliage set. I don't know if you know it, but it's so pretty. This one's a good one. That one's been out for a while. That was like one of our first sets that came in the fresh dye inks and the round ones. All right, so again, I'm taking the mini tool and I'm just adding it in at the edges. And what this is going to do is it's going to cause this middle part to now get lighter. I don't know what the heck is on this, but it's going to cause this middle part to get lighter. And that's going to cause this to curve and look like it's curving and rounding. And I just keep kind of layering this up. And that's how you can get this effect. And again, it's one color. I'm only using one color on each of these. Even though we have these different looks, it's been one color. I haven't added in. You could if you wanted to, but I don't need to. And again, this is from the embossing folder of the Magnificent Magnolia. And we're going to do these beautiful flowers in a second. But these are just, I think, honestly, just this vase is just really stinking cool. It's just so cool. But you can now see that little light travel in the middle. And that's because I did the dark. And I'm going to come in as well with my little mini tool just down here on the edges. And I'm going to do the same thing in these corners. And I'm just going to darken it up. And that's going to cause this light. So it's bringing shadow down and it's just going to cause this light. So sometimes you got to bring the dark to bring the light. All right, so I'm coming right in, same thing. And I usually like my shadows to be in the middle when I'm doing this kind of thing. But if you have if you want a scene and you're kind of trying the sun to be in a certain way, you can, kind of mess around with that. I'm not smart enough to figure out where my light sources are. Okay, so I'm going to move on here. I just want to show you guys where we are. So now we have these really, really soft, beautiful. Oh, Lillian, granddaughter graduate high school. Wow, Lillian, that's with a 4.3 GPA. That's so amazing. And Shiamar, you are never late. You are always on time. And Jackie said 3 graduation cards this year, 2 high school cards and 1 college. Oh, I'm so sorry, Joy. That's too bad. But I'm glad she made it. Just started collecting. Yes, Kelly. Kelly, make sure that you check out that on our website. And babies. Oh my gosh. But yes, you're right. Oh, New Zealand graduation cards. Oh, that's beautiful. And you still have it. That bowl must be gorgeous. I can't even imagine what that must be gorgeous. Look at it. All right, so if you're just joining us, and thank you so much for being here, please share this live while we're live. We have the amazing Han behind the badge today. And I am playing around with a set called Magnificent Magnolias. And I'm going to show that to you here. And this is a Craft Your Life kit. And what I'm doing is I'm going to be building a card that actually has a little gift card holder in it. And I love this. So we're going to be playing around with these flowers. Now, I've already die cut these flowers out. I've actually die cut them out twice. And this comes with the kit. This is an embossing folder that embosses these really cool looking vases. And I'm going to cut these out and use them on my card. So now we're going to move over to our, what's the middle color? Lillian, I'm glad you asked. So again, I hate every time on color, I never can get the yellow right. So this looks a little like neon-y, but I swear it's not. This one is called Icy Lemonade, and it's from the Wood Warbler set. And this is it's like a very light, almost beautiful greeny yellow. And that's what I was looking for here. So I'm looking for these kind of muted tones because it's going to go nicely. All these would go really, really well with the pink. And so this was the Cloudy Sky. This is the Icy Lemonade, and then this one is the Silver Sage. And that's what I did for these. So really pretty, and only one color that I did. Just did a couple of different blending techniques and used the simple stencil to get some depth of color on there to really make that embossing kind of pop up off there. So it's so pretty. All right, so now we got this. We're doing well on time. And I am going to bring in my buddy. Now, again, this is the magic of television because I didn't want you guys watching me die cut flower pieces forever. Although I have to say this didn't take very long. This, by the way, because these dies, I love how these dies are constructed. Each flower is its own like grouping of dies. And so you kind of know where they are. And so the way that I put them on here is based on how they came out. And then this, of course, is the 9x12 mat. And this, I think, is like the perfect usage of the 9x12 mat. All right, I have a little extra buddy here that I got to pop out. Forgot to pop out yesterday. There we go. Now I went and I die cut some of the middles in gold. And then over here in this like pile of crazy pants, this is all the sentiment. So I'm going to move those over to the side because we don't totally need those right now. And I'm looking a little, there we go. That's better. It's looking a little angled there kind of oddly. All right. Now on the back of this is my layering die cut like guide. And so I'm going to use this guide to my advantage as I go along. And for magnolias, if you ever look at the petals, they're very dark towards the center, but very light, almost white outside. And I die cut these all out of 80-pound cardstock, and I did do white. It would be nice if you did this like as a blush or like a light pink. That's going to make your life a little bit easier as you move along. But now we're going to do these real fast. So I'm going to actually do these the same color. And I am going to be using blush. That's going to be my kind of base color for them. And I'm going to add in a little rouge. And then I have some coral berry for that like super depth. I have to tell you, I pulled a little raspberry sunset to see how this looks. And I'm going to check on the rouge. I don't know. I may pull this and I may just keep to these two, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I kind of grabbed these and I'm like, I think these might look good, but we'll see. I'm going to start off just by adding some blush to them. And there's a couple of little other doodads. So I have all these little doodads here. You do not belong in this section. No, you do not belong in this section. This is a triangle. If you've never used the keyhole system, the great thing about the keyhole system is that the middles all have a different shape. So like here is a little keyhole. This one is a little triangle. This one, let me see if I can pop this out. This one is an arrow. I don't know if you can see that. This one is a little arrow. That one's a little arrow. And then this guy is a little snowman. And that's how you can tell that they are together and they go with a certain pattern. So if you're like, oh my gosh, Amy, you're going so fast. What are you doing? It's because I know where everything goes because of that keyhole system. And then these are also labeled with a number. So I know what order they go in, but I also have the layering guide just in case if I need it. Okay. All right. So I have all my little pieces and I'm going to come in and we are just going to do a little blend and chat. We're going to do a little blend and chat today. That's what we're going to do. So discuss amongst yourselves. What is the last card I sent out? I'd love to know. Now, did you mail it or did you mail that card or did you hand deliver that card? All right, discuss amongst yourselves. We're going to do a little blending. Last card that you sent out, did you mail that card or did you hand deliver it? Love to know and discuss. All right. So I'm just going to add some blush. I'm going to really do my best to keep the tips of these petals whitish. Okay. I might add like a little bit, but I think I'm going to go in with my mini blending tool to get that done. But I'm just going to start in the middle and I'm just going to start going hog wild here. And I'm starting at, it's 4:04 my time. And I bet you I can get this done in about 5 minutes or so. Really, really super quick. Once you have everything die cut out and you start to lay them down, it's really amazing how quick these things come together. And then having a tool like the small blending tool, this helps a lot because I can get a lot of coverage. Ooh, hand delivered. Oh, Pam, that's so nice. Youngest daughter who is deployed. Oh, Carrie, that's lovely that you did that. Bridal shower card. That's going to be beautiful. And that will be hand delivered then, I'm assuming, Carrie. Are you going to the shower or are you going to mail that one? Hand delivered, but more after mail. Mailed a thank you card. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I have to say, I've been, I hand deliver probably more than I mail just because I never get to the post office. It's like a pain for me to get there. All right. And again, if you're just joining us, I am talking about the Magnificent Magnolias Craft Your Life set. And I am using this to make a little gift card holder and something else. Mailed. In charge of the shower. Yes, you will be. Padded mailer. Oh, that's a good idea to get them, Deb, to get them from Dollar Tree, the padded mailer. So if you have like a thicker card, that's going to be there. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. And I'm going to come over here. I'm skipping some of these just because I'm not exactly sure where they're going to end up on here. But I reserve the right to always go back and add a little bit more color. This blush is really pretty. And I love the soft pink effect. And now that when I put that back with those vases, it's going to be really super nice. I'm going to move this guy so I don't get the edges. All right, so this is really our first layer done. Like I said, super quick, not so bad. And because all of the flowers are connected, it really helps a lot when you are doing these. Okay, and I'm just going to get these little doodads. These little guys they have that are extras, you don't always have to put them on. They just give like a little bit of a lift, but it's really up to you if you want to add them on there. Okay, so that's nice. So we got this nice soft layer. I know, I'm with you, Pam. Like, I never know. So sometimes I end up just thinking about doing like a flat card, but this is going to be a card with a lot of, there's going to be a lot of lift to it. All right, so that was my first color, which was blush, and I put on with the small blending tool. I'm going to add a little rouge to a couple of these. I may skip it, but I'm going to see how this sucker looks. I'd like to do a lot of experimentation with my colors. And this is pretty dark. So Sue, who had asked me before, like how many colors or how many brushes do you own? It's really not that many. So like this is what I'm about to use for this. This is dark, so I'm going to double check that I don't have too much ink on here. And I'm just going to take any extra ink off on my thing. Birthday card to my, oh, that's so nice. Your birthdays are a week apart, Sue. No way. Birthday card. And yes, you mailed it. I have a lot. Birthday cards for June. Oh, wow, Lillian. Lillian, do you have like a whole thing where you like have a system in place so you always know what everybody's birthday is? I envy people like that. I think that's so fabulous that you have that. All right. So when I'm coming in with the rouge, I have that blush going up, but I just want to kind of keep this really towards that center. And again, these are all going to layer on each other. It's going to be fine. That's a little dark on that side, but it's going to be okay. And if you want to, you can add like a little bit on the edges, but I'm going to try to keep those white as I go along. All right, I'm going to do 2 with this, and I'm going to look and see how the coral berry, and then I may flip. We may flip. I'm not quite sure where I want to go with this. All right. I have a tendency when I use these, I just go straight up and I end up with this like super big line. So what I'm trying to do up this flower petal is I'm trying to go side to side. So I'm not going smack dab in the middle, and instead I'm just going side to side. And these tools, the mini blending tools are really fabulous because they're going to allow for you to like get in on the edges, to tilt this thing and get in where it goes. And if you're really scared, you're like, oh my gosh, this is too much. You can always switch to the micro brushes, and that is very small. And that's great for really getting in those nooks and cranny kind of areas. But again, magnolia flowers typically are pretty white. And so that color is really in the center of them. Okay, I think I just want to check out. That's the rouge. I'm going to check out coral berry on this. I'm going to flip over to a different little guy here. Okay. Oh, family birthday list. That's a good one. I was putting, that's a good question, Joy. Joy, if you always have a question for that, always you can email customer service, but Han is great too. She's there. And a list above my crafting desk. Oh, that's a good idea. Hand stamp, postage stamp. Oh, these you guys have some really, really great little tips here for sending out cards. Do you guys have a day of the week that you send out cards? Like, do you have like a mail it Monday kind of a thing? Love to know that. All right, so this is now coral berry. I'm going to start just by showing you guys on the rouge how this is really going to start to deepen that up. And so we have a little bit of that orange, and now we're adding this pink, pink, pink to it. And by having that blush down at the bottom, you're going to start to see it. And now for this one, I'm just going to add the coral berry. And so you can see what the differences are. And a lot of times I will say, I do like my magnolias. Mine happens to be purple. This one I wanted to do a little bit more on the pinky side. But just to show you what the difference is. This one just is a little bit deeper in color because I have that rouge down on the bottom below it. And again, I'm trying to go up the edges so it's not super crazy. And I am trying to keep as much white here as I possibly can. Okay, let me come in here. All right. Oh, that's a good idea, Ms. Tamp. I like that idea with just kind of keeping dates on the side. Just go to the post office. Okay. I think for me, I have to somehow, I have to make it into a big trip, which is always a pain. All right. I do like giving, I like making the cards, but I feel like the best part of making cards is giving them, right? And knowing that a little bit of that joy that you're building is being shared out with somebody else. And then I like the practicality part. Maybe that's the Yankee in me, but I like the practicality part where this is something that, you're going to give. And why not make it yourself? And you can make it exactly what you want or the colors you want. And I love that for graduation cards because I actually use the school's colors, and I'll focus on what those schools' colors are that they have there. All right, so I'm loving this coral berry on here. I'm going to come back in with some blush just to kind of get rid of some of these other things. By the way, this has taken me, I'm about 6 minutes in right now, just to let you guys know. Really super fast. This doesn't take a long time. Once you kind of have everything all set up, it's relatively quick to go. And again, the right tools make your life easier. And that's where these blending brushes from Altenew come into play because they are fabulous. And Han had mentioned before, you are welcome, Han, because thank you so much for noticing it. It definitely is something I love to take die cuts. I like to try to kind of see where I can get some different color and mess around and get some different levels of things to see how they're going to look. All right, so I started with blush, which is from Red Sunset, and then I added some rouge to 2 of them, and then I added some coral berry. And I am going to come in, and this may freak you out, and I apologize. I'm going to come in with some Raspberry Sunset. Now, I'm going to come in with a micro brush because this is dark, and I don't need this going up all over the place. But by adding a little bit of dark, it's actually going to make, because if you look at this, you're like, whoa, this is pretty dark, Amy. And I know Magnolias, I want to have color on here, but I don't want to go nuts. But just by adding, let me see if I can show you guys this. Just by adding this raspberry, so that's with the Raspberry Sunset, just a little bit. I'm using this micro. This is the number 7. And this is without. Can you just see the depth of color you get with that? Do it. I know it's scary and you're like, oh my God, but you just start with a little. Add a little bit of crazy dark colors and add it in. And then if you hate it, you know what? It's paper. You die cut it back out. But trust me, add a little bit of this. You also could do some reddish brown. That would be super great. You could add some green in if you wanted to do that. That would be nice. But any one of those things, just add a little bit. Don't be afraid. Go for it. And again, on the Altenew webpage, there is a little place for color inspiration. And that's what I always kind of look for is how can I push outside of the Altenew color families and kind of make my own blends, if you will, or how I want to do things or how I feel things should be. All right. So now these have the rouge. And so as I add in this Raspberry Sunset, because this is pretty plummy, it's going to make it a little bit browner because I have that orangey kind of pink from the rouge that's on here. But I'm just going to add just a little bit, and I'm just coming right up some of these edges. Oh, this is going to be, wait till you see me. I know you guys are like, oh, Amy, this is so exciting. You're blending. But wait till you see these come together. And when the layers start to go on top of each other, it's going to be super awesome. Okay. And for those of you who have this set, I'd love to know what colors you like to make your magnolias. Like, do you have a color combination? Do you mostly go pinks? Do you go purples? Do you have a favorite like Altenew color combination? Have you tried putting in some pretty dark colors like raspberry sunset into your pinks or your reds? You look blurry. I hope not, Sue. Tell me, how are we doing out there? Does everything sound okay? Does everything look okay? Let me know. I can adjust anything. Let me know. I swear, Sue, I think it's Facebook because I think this happened last time here. All right, coming on in. Just a little bit here, a little bit here. All right, so we got some colors and we got them all up there. All right, how are we doing? Bubblegum Dreamings. Ooh, with your magnolias. Those would be gorgeous, Carrie. Oh my gosh, I can totally see that. That would be really gorgeous. All right, I'm going to come in just with a little bit of blush. And I'm just going to come in with this blush and I'm just going to go back over just to kind of smooth everything back out. My ink is still a little wet, so this is going to dry back a little bit lighter, but I'm just taking anything that's here and just really trying to push it up with this. Smooth my stuff out. So this is the blush. So I'm just adding this in. You also, I always like to add a little bit on the ends, but in the interest of time, I'm going to skip that step, but I do like to add a little bit just on the ends. And that really also helps it to look like it's kind of folding in on each other. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go with the gold centers on this, but, oh, that is awesome, Pam. Okay, that's great. Okay, good. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to start to put these guys together, and I'm just going to grab a little bit of glue. I do like to add Instant Dimension foam tape, and that is awesome because you are really able to start stacking things together. Again, interest of time, I'm just going to kind of move on. So when I put these guys together, I'm going to pop out my little keyholes, and I'm looking for this number that's like right next to where it is. And I'm just going to start to layer these on. So this is a number 1. And then I'm going to grab the number 2 and I'm going to line up those keyholes so I can look through the keyhole. And that's how I'm going to start to look how gorgeous. See what I'm saying? Like how these are so pretty. Oh my gosh. Miss Tamp, you definitely need these micro brushes. Are awesome because you have that detail blending that you can add in. And again, just a little goes a long way. But when you especially want to put in those dark inks and up and around the sides and etc., they're just going to be really pretty. All right, so this is a number 3. So I'm going to put that on here. And again, I can still see through the keyhole. And that kind of helps me make sure that these guys are all lined up in the right place. So that's where my guy is. Okay. All right, so this is a number 4. Now this has no color on it and it's going to start to go over here. That looks kind of crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some blush off of this and I'm just going to make this a little bit on the pinker side, both of these. And I'm just grabbing whatever ink is like on my little guy here. And I'm just going to kind of darken these edges just a little bit. Okay. And that's just so it won't look so weird. All right, here we go. All right, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to do this little number 4 and he's going to go right like this. Okay, and we're about 10 minutes. So I'm going to show you guys using this flower. I'm going to move on and I'll show you how I'm putting all these together, but so pretty. Now over here is where my centers are. So I'm going to start to line up what is my center that goes along with this keyhole, and it happens to be this one right here. And so I'm going to grab this guy, pop him out, and this is the white one. So let me get him. This one will fit perfectly over the keyhole, and then what we have is we have a little thing that goes. I'm just going to make this a little green, just in case if it happens to pop out. So that guy goes there. And then there is a little gold guy that goes right on top. And this is the little gold guy. And by adding in like these little gold accents, this is a really kind of like, I don't know, kind of I think of it as like a cheap and easy way to really add some sparkle and shine. And it really kind of pops your flower out. So let me show you guys this guy right here. How cute is he? So cute. He's so cute. I know, so cute. And they're just, again, by having that middle center, you can still see that amazing detail from the embossing from the die, but it really just pops through. And now you can see all of that gorgeous color. And this is really starting to look amazing. And if you're looking at it, you're like, I don't know if I love it. I'm actually going to add this little piece. He needs to go under this little guy. So I'm going to put him right here just to add in a little bit more. Actually, I think he goes right on top to hide him. I'm going to make him a little darker. So I'm going to come in. This is just what's left over on one of my red brushes, just to really start to pick this up. And he's going to go right along this side, right here. Okay. And now it's going to go right there. And that's just going to cover that up. How pretty is this? So gorgeous. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And again, this is that magnificent Magnolias layering die set. So pretty. So, so, so pretty. All right, I got about 8 minutes. So I'm going to pause on these. And I'm going to move this to the side now that we have one of our guys. And that's okay, because I'm going to continue to cut out put the other guys together. And I'm going to bring in my vases. I'm going to bring my vases back in. And I'm going to put this together on a card front that I have. All right, so what I did already is I made a card. So this is just a top folding card. And I just cut a piece of scrap paper. And I just cut this, I think it's 2¼ Ah, here he is. Double check my sizes here. He is, 2¼ by 4 in. So he's going to fit right across. So let me grab a blank card base. Here we go. All right. So here I have my blank card base. And this little pocket is just going to fit right across. And it's the same color. You won't even notice it, but that's the way I'm going to put it in. I'm going to use the really good, like sticky tape. And on this little pocket, I'm just going to go right along the edges. I don't want to do the middle because that's where my stuff is going to go. That's where my gift card is going to go. But I'm going to go right along the edges, and that is my pocket. Now, I'd like to add, I'm all over the gold. I don't know what it is. I'm just in my gold era, I think. So, oh, you should, Kelly. This is so beautiful. All right, and I'm going to grab my tiny scissors. I'm just going to cut these little extras off. There we go. And because I'm using the ultra sticky tape, and this is the nice thin one, I'm using the ultra sticky tape, I know that this is going to hold through like repeated abuse and things like that. But this is going to be so super nice. And now I have my card front. And if you wanted to, you can stamp your sentiment on this. You can do whatever the heck you want to, but you can stamp that on there. And so here's my card. I got sticky tape on me. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it so it's right at the bottom. So it looks like it's just part of my card. And there we go. Now we got a pocket. So now when I take my card, I can just stuff it in and my card will fit. So open it up. There's my card. Yay. Now we want it to be a little pretty. So what I did is I grabbed a die called the Fine Frames die. And I already die cut from it. And I got to find my actual die. Oh, here it is. The Fine Frames die, it comes in a square, like a rectangle like this. And it's also Comes in a circle. And I love the circles too, but this is the fine frame. What's neat about this is it's going to actually cut all of these little frames. They are very thin, and you can, if you want to, you can stack them up and use them like this. I would strongly suggest you just put a little tape in as you run this through your die cut machine. So when you run this through your die cut machine, you end up with something like this. Sorry. Like I said, put a little tape in there. So you have all these frames. Now you can use these separately. You can put them together. You can do whatever the heck you want to. But these are very thin. They are beautiful. Look at them around a flower. Look at this. Look at how pretty. Just around a flower. Look how gorgeous that is. But these are so beautiful. And I love that they cut out at one time. Now, this was just my luck that they are all together. But even look at them as... Now you get a whole bunch with your flower. Look how pretty this is. It's gorgeous. So this is the fine frames rectangle die. There is also a circle one as well. I am going to grab the largest of the fine rectangles. And what I did is I actually cut this in half, and I'm just going to glue this down just to give it a little bit of an oomph, right? Just to give it a little something, something. And that is a nice way to take something like this pocket. I can have my sentiment in there, but whatever it is, but it just kind of details it out and also gives it a little bit of a raised edge. So I thought that was nice. It's an easy thing to do with the fine frame style. Now I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to put together my front. So I think I want to use, because I have an A2 card, I want to use this like little fat guy. So I'm just going to cut him. I'm just going to cut him out. I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm just going to cut this vase out. And again, this vase, this is an embossing folder that comes with the Craft Your Life Magnificent Magnolias set. Such a beautiful set. Put this on your wish list. I love that Altenew has the wish list now, because when I come across stuff and I'm like, I don't know if I want it, I throw it on the wish list, and if it comes on sale, or I go back to it and I'm like, I need some inspiration, I go back and I grab stuff. But this, I have to say, I love these sets because with any of the Craft Your Life, because all the stuff goes together, it just looks so cool. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, and I've just got a couple minutes. So let me know. I know we talked about cards and we talked about sending cards and all kinds of stuff, but let me know about your June. Like, do you have a busy June coming up? We're almost at the end of May here. Do you have graduation parties, all kinds of stuff going on? What is happening in your June? All right, now I took this, and I did not on this one. I took this paper. And I cut it down to 4 1/4 by 5. Oh, sorry, to 4 by 5 1/4, just so I can get a little bit of a slight little edge to it. Okay. I am going to grab this, and I'm going to add in just a little bit of some gold spray. So this is our gold shimmer spray. And I'm golden it up on this. Oh no, I'm golden it up on this one. And I love using this because I can, if I feel like a little bit of gold, I don't have to grab my, watercolors. I can just kind of spritz and put this all over where I want it to go. Okay. And let's get these little guys out of here. Guys. That's just going to give me just a little bit of some background. So nothing is really super laying very, very flat. And I'm going to come in with my branch, or with my vase. Just going to put this right here in the corner. In fact, I think I'm going to grab some of these little frames. Oops, sorry guys. Just going to grab some of these little frames. I'm just going to start to build this together. Now, if I had time, I was going to stamp one of the branches from this set and put that branch in here, but I don't even have to. Because this Magnolia is just so gorgeous on its own, I can put this right on top. And I love this color. In fact, I think I'm going to get a taller frame. I'm going to grab these two. we'll keep those two together. Oh, you know what? We'll even do a little, look at this. We're going to make it a little funky. We're going to do a funky frame. I'm going to grab a little funky frame. Here we go. Put this guy right in the corner. And then I'm going to add my little magnolia right here. Okay. He needs a little green, but that's okay. We'll get there. And here we go. And then I can have my sentiment right over in the side. All right. But that's what I would do for this. And then add that over to my piece. But these are so gorgeous. Absolutely so gorgeous. You guys are doing so much. And yes, try the splatter. And you can see already, Carrie, where it just like starts to give a little interest. And I put that on the back. And you know what? If I hate it, then whatever, I'm just going to turn the page over, right? Oh my gosh. And I hope, Deb, you're going to feel okay. And June is so busy. Oh my gosh. So this, again, is the Craft Your Life Magnificent Magnolias set. So gorgeous to use. And I apologize I didn't get to it today, but we made that little inside pocket for your gift card. And I also was going to, and I apologize I did not get that today, but I had some bookmarks made, or about to make some bookmarks with the tall rectangles die set. Look at these. Look at how pretty that would be together, right? And then to add these in there. How pretty. It's just gorgeous. So I hope you try this. I hope you try this set out. And if you're like, hey, I don't know what to do, go and look in your stash because there's so many amazing things out there. Han, you are fabulous as always. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you all for being here. This was such a wonderful time. And I thank you for kind of making my Thursday a little special. And I hope I made your Thursday a little special. And you are welcome, Becky. That was Astro. He's like, where's my dinner lady? So, and yes, Carrie, a gorgeous slimline card, right? So pretty you'd be able to do that, or a bookmark or a tag to go along with your gift card and everything else. So can you think about this with Barnes & Noble? How adorable. How adorable. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Han, you are the best, and I will see everybody later. Bye, everybody.